live. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. The weekly arm wrestling show we do here. We have a guest. I will introduce him in a couple of seconds. Let's just talk quickly about Patreon, though. And speaking of that, let's read out all our alpha members. We got Zane William Nisley, Bruce Willis, and Jeff Frank. And then we have High Society members. Jordan Yoka, Bernie Marcochi, Stan Scott, Radio Garbin, Ward Drake. Peter Berg is in the house. Good morning, Peter. And I want to talk, I'll talk a little bit more about Patreon at the end of the show, Jeff, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
But welcome to the show, Mr. Jeff Frank. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me, Ryan. It's been a while.
It has been a while. It has been a while since I had a guest on here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last guy was actually Ward Drake. But you got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
Some pretty significant stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
You have formed a league. Let's talk about the league.
Yeah, so basically, just over the last 3 or 4 months here, I've been pondering the idea of bringing something to Alberta/BC where, our pullers here locally can have something to really look forward to, train for, and have something more consistent than what they've been used to. Obviously, adding in these belts for this league was important to motivate guys to really get out there and train. So, originally I had it as a Twist Arm Wrestling League, and actually Joel Christensen, he says, I'm not a big fan of Twist, and I got thinking neither was I. So I came up with Total Arm Wrestling League, TAL, and I come up with a cool logo and just kind of went from there with it.
So you came up with the logo, you came up with the premise of it all, and you're going to have belts.
Yeah, with Alberta and BC, we got a plethora of pullers that want to pull, and a lot of guys don't like the long travel. So I wanted the national weight divisions with 154, 176, 198, and 220 plus 220 over, and have belts for each one of those, left hand and right hand. What I also wanted to do is give our 40 and over guys a masters division of 198 and over to fight for a belt as well. So there'd be 4 master belts as well.
Yeah.
So I thought that, and then of course then we have the ladies with that at 154, 176 and over.
Now these belts, people going to be able to take them home?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm making sure we're still live here. Somebody say something else in the comments section. Peter Berg, Dustin, Richard, John, good morning, guys. I just tried posting something in the chat and it didn't go, so I'm making sure we haven't lost everybody. And if we have, that just means we uploaded after, I guess, but all right. So you got the belts. People can take them home. The belts holders will be established at the tournament, but then we have a series of super matches happening, and we're talking September 5th here.
Yes.
So we don't have that big of a turnaround time.
Mm-hmm. 4. What are we on? 4 weeks? 5 weeks?
4 weeks.
So, we're 4.5 weeks away, September 5th. And that's exactly right. The winner of each class will be deemed the champion. And I'm really hoping to have all these belts manufactured and here on time. That might be a long shot, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, long shots, I don't know. It's you'll get them to them eventually, I'm sure.
But, oh, absolutely, yeah. So once they're done, they'll all be mailed out, yeah.
All right, so super matches. I saw the first one that you announced, and I thought, God damn, that's a good match. That's Marc Guay versus Evan Bourgoin.
Yeah, and
that was the first one. I think it was. It's the first one I saw.
Yeah, that was the first one I posted, and Marc had actually asked me about that match when I had started the Red Deer Charity Classic. He had brought up Evan as a potential, match that he would really, really like. So that's kind of where that all originated.
And why didn't it come together at that point?
Oh, I think at that point, Marc had a few ideas. I think he was looking for Ron Bath, yourself, there was I can't remember how it all played out, and there was some more intriguing matchups that I was so I think Evan just kind of got lost in the shuffle, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then
So it never happened. I remember when Marc was trying to get that match, we ended up pulling. All right, I can see the comments section over here, but I had to pull up the YouTube link. We are still live, but it's not showing in the bar on the side, so I can get it in almost real time over on the other page. But so me and Marc ended up pulling somewhere else. I think we settled that for now.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's asking for me again at some point in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. Marc, I really like Marc. Thinks he can. He's got a really genuine confidence to him, and he feels he can compete with anybody, given a fair start. And I'm not saying. I think everything between you and him at your match was fair, and he lost that one to a better guy that day. But yeah, he's full of confidence, and he thinks with a good rep, a fair start, that he can compete anywhere nationally.
That's the key. So that is the key. There's some guys out there that you just know, but they're pulling right and left, Evan and Marc.
Yep.
How would you see that one shaking out?
Well, I don't know Evan very well, and I think did Evan lose to Ryan Bowen in the bottom 8?
He did.
Yeah. And see, I really don't know a whole lot about the Eastern guys outside of Devin, Mike Gould, and guys like that. But I think the way Marc is right now and what he did to Mark Harrison, that he takes at both arms.
I can't disagree with you, man.
Is that right?
Especially over. I think Marc's going to win that both arms, but I know how good Marc's left is. It's pretty good, and he's very technical, and he has the ability to make adjustments throughout the match. I don't know enough about Evan. I've never been on a table with Evan.
Yeah, and I did.
But I mean, Evan, I think his left is his better arm.
Yeah, I think from what I hear, that is true. His left is his good arm for sure.
Now, moving on from that one, and you got Alex. How do you say Alex's last name?
I think it's Maritsas.
Maritsas.
Yeah.
He's a killer, man.
That guy is. Good, yep.
Really good arm wrestler. And he's going up against Joe Fox. Have they ever pulled? Is there history there?
I don't know if they have or not. I think they've actually avoided each other for the most part. I know Joe right now is absolutely flying high with confidence. He says he's feeling as strong as he's ever felt. And I mean, Alex is Alex. I think Alex can compete with anybody nationally. And I also, hands down. So that's a killer match. It's another one Joe has asked for a long time. He's been seeking that match.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. That's a tough one to call. I've seen Alex beat Anthony D'Antonio in the past. And Joe has been all over the world lately, arm wrestling. Well,
and yeah.
As much as possible, anyway.
And if you want a little history behind Alex, he's actually beat Dallas Langston.
Really? Wow.
Down at California. Is it Arnold's they have in California?
No. Arnold's is in
Ohio.
No, you're thinking of the
Sport Expo.
Or
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if that bodes well for Dallas. Hopefully he's improved, because we're going to be talking about him in a few minutes. But then we have Fraser Benoit, who I thought he was retired.
Yeah, I hope he's not listening, which he's probably in bed. Because, so he messaged me. Well, we talk quite a bit, and I know you and Fraser talk quite a bit as well. And when he seen the talk going on from BLM there on Facebook, there a week or so ago. He really wanted that match left hand with BLM, and he called me and he says, you know what? He says, you give me 3 months and I'll flatten BLM left-handed, hands down.
I believe it.
He says, and trust me, I believe it too. He says, but he after his loss to Jason DeBray, he hasn't been doing anything. So it was pretty much a 4-month camp for him to get ready for BLM, and he just didn't want it at that night. So
I want to see that match. Depending, I mean, if we'll get into BLM in a minute, but if BLM comes out here and gets flattened by Dallas, then the hype is over for a little while at least. Yeah. So we move on. We got Fraser and we got Ty Sakal. So Ty is up and coming. He was supposed to have a match with Curtis. That didn't work out. I know there's been some talk going back and forth between them on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Ty is an up and coming guy. But can he compete with Fraser Benoit left-handed?
Ty is a great kid. I really like him, but he's got his hands extremely full. And
maybe the only asterisk on this one is whether or not Fraser's at full capacity, 100%.
Yeah, and he's not, and and he's certainly not. And I'll be the first one to say, he hasn't been doing a lot, and he may be coming into this 60%, 70%, if that even, but. A 60% Fraser is a handful for anybody, most people nationally at that weight. So,
yeah, I think so too. And then we have, he's got nothing to lose, Ty.
Nope. He asked for it.
Yeah, he's gonna. If he wins, then you got a lot of options for Ty. Maybe Curtis decides he doesn't want that match anymore.
Yeah. Ty's a strong kid, boy. Like, I mean, he's young and he's got worlds of potential. And, he was at my house here, a few nights ago for practice. And, he's strong. He feels great.
He's progressing very quickly. The first time I saw him at one of Kane's events, he just looked like a new guy. He couldn't do anything. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's killing guys and winning the tournament.
Yeah, he's coming leaps and bounds. But in that match, that's going to be a strap match all day long. Just both their styles. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and probably referee's grip.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fraser ref. Yeah, it's Fraser.
Who's ref in the matches?
I haven't even got that far yet. So. Okay. I'll probably keep them local reps, so.
Right on. So before we get into the last match, because we're that's going to eat the bulk of our conversation this morning. You got leagues set up all over Canada. How does the TAL kind of merge in and coexist with, what do you got? You got Fit to Fight Armed Sports League. PAL, which is doing a startup in November, and basically it's kind of isolated to the east.
Got,
Perry's thing there. What's it called again? The
Battle Zone.
Battle Zone. Which I don't get that. Perry lives still on the East Coast again, and he flies out there just for the Battle Zone events.
Yeah. So I mean, this is where I'm at with it. And this kind of ties in with my role as president for the AAA, the Alberta Armed Sport Association, and what I need to bring today. And that's why I started this league. And, nothing against Perry. I mean, the guy's a phenomenal guy. I talk to him quite regularly, but we need something here for Alberta, for BC, because BC really doesn't do a whole lot. Like, I think they have the Van City Showdown, and maybe Prince George puts on one tournament a year, really. So, yeah, so regionally, TAL was the kind of encompass Alberta, BC, and have something where pullers can have something where it's consistent, that they have something to strive for in these belts. So that's my main goal, is consistency and to motivate players to have something to pull for. Battle Zone it's a great league, but it's we got to be realistic here. It doesn't give. Joe Fox hasn't defended his belt for 2 years. You can't have that. You need that consistency, and I think with Fit to Fight, that we got Alberta pillars that'll continue to go there, and then you got Saskatchewan that kind of grabs the Manitoba guys as well. So I think regionally each league kind of has its own thing going. So my vision is, man, at the end of the year we take these leagues and whether it's PAL and Fit to Fight and TAL and have a year-end champion versus champion type thing or something is something that's crossed my mind as well. So,
well, it's good that you're willing to do that, because you see it in all different sports that the champions are isolated. You kind of see that between World Arm Wrestling League and PAL. And who wants their champion to get beat, right? One of them is going to be seen. One event's going to determine who is seen as the lesser of the leagues.
But I think it's a great idea if the other leagues are open to that, to have, champion versus champion or a clash of leagues, whatever it may be. It's just something that's, I'll talk to Kane about here in the future. So,
yeah, no, I think it would be good. So whoever the super heavyweight left-hand guy is, I'll put my Fit to Fight belt up against yours.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, we got a guy in Red Deer, Dwayne Freeborn, and hopefully he's watching. I'm telling you right now, that guy has got absolutely all kinds of potential. He's won 2 pro tournaments in his first 2 pro tournaments that he's pulled. There's guys like, Ali, which is, he's substantially lighter, but Dwayne can just sit there and hold him and look at him and, okay, you're coming with me now. So
that's impressive. Hopefully he sticks around and doesn't fade into obscurity. Like some of these new champions that enjoy early success do.
Yeah, exactly. So, speaking of super matches, before we jump into that main event, I'm going to throw that out there for whoever's listening. I'm looking for
185 more super matches to fill out the card.
No. we'll leave that till. Oh, Fraser Benoit just texted me.
Oh yeah.
He was complaining about his picture that I posted. It was no good. He looked drunk, so he says much better pick. He was whining a little bit there.
Oh, but he's not watching the show. I just texted him too, the bum.
So, anyways, we got Clayton Faulkner coming out from Vancouver to the TAL event, and he doesn't want to really pull anybody in BC. So, any 190-pound guys out there, Bryce McMillan, Jesse Halliday, Del Mudrick.
All right, Bryce McMillan, if you are watching the show, or all you Manitoba guys, get after Bryce to give Jeff an official response to what has just been proposed to him in 1 month, about, right? 5 weeks?
Yep.
Yeah. Clayton Faulkner.
If you don't know who Clayton is, well,
Clayton's probably been to more worlds than anybody. So I like the match. I find it very intriguing. Clayton's a good level of arm wrestler, and Bryce has beat some killers in the last little while.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can make that match happen. And of course, if any of the other guys get back to you first, oh well, that's it.
Yeah, I think for the most part, the guys in Alberta are really shooting to pull for these belts. I don't think a lot of them want to get tied up in these super matches. So I know maybe it's open for somebody outside of, I guess, that realm. A guy from Manitoba, maybe even Saskatchewan. So I know Dan Gallo's been really wanting a match too. He actually was looking for Clayton Faulkner, but Clayton didn't want to pull anybody from BC. So to have
why would you travel one province over to pull the guy that lives next door to you? Like, it's pull something different, Dan Gallo. There's lots of intriguing matches for Dan. I don't know why he doesn't want to take one of them.
Yeah, and I think he would, no problem. If it so.
Man, I gotta see what I can do about traveling out there. We'll have to start negotiations. My manager is not super supportive of. Actually, that's not true. She is. If you're watching, honey.
You just eat foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a COVID thing than a money thing right now.
Yeah.
So.
And to be honest, after talking to Jamie from WAL, they seem really easy to work with using any WAL affiliated athletes. So that's positive.
Well, they're the best. They're the best, Jeff.
There you go.
Man, so many things to say. Let's get into the last match.
Let's do it.
BLM. Brenden, Lemmon, Mulvihill. I don't think we can call him BLM anymore because even the acronym can get us in trouble at this point. Versus Dallas Langston. Now, I don't know a ton about Dallas.
Yeah. You want to go first, or?
You go ahead, man. You go ahead.
So I've been wanting to. Listen, I really like Brenden in terms of his confidence, what he's achieved. I'm not sold on his hype train yet, just because of his level of competition, and I don't mean this with any disrespect, but I think that he's getting matches that he knows he can win, and then he's seeking matches that if he loses, he doesn't lose any clout. No, that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. He obviously went on Facebook looking for a match anywhere, anybody. So I've been wanting to get him out here. And
hang on a second. Anywhere, anybody, but they have to drop to 210 pounds.
Yeah, that's the kicker. But he feels, he's got no problem putting out there that he can bang with any super heavyweight, 400 pounds, don't matter. And he's one of the top guys in North America, and So,
no, let's be specific. He's top 3 right-handed in Canada.
Yeah, I believe he made a post there where he put himself top 3 or 4 right-handed in Canada. That was so that he had Devin, Matt, you, and then him. I believe, I could be wrong. And then, but it was in that order. Left hand, he had Devin again. He had you, then I believe himself, and then Matt. And then, so hands down, Brenden believes pound for pound, doesn't matter. He is top 3, 4 in Canada.
Okay, let's throw the pound for pound out there, because that's pound for pound is a term that's used by small guys to think.
Yeah, fair enough.
So if you're going to put a lightweight fighter, let's use UFC. So you take like Uriah Faber and you put him in there against Stipe. Pound for pound, yeah, there might be similar, but one guy mops the floor with the other guy.
Fair enough.
There's stipulations.
Okay, let's take pound for pound out there. He believes he's top 3 or 4 regardless.
Top 3 right-handed. Who's he bumping?
All kinds of guys. Mike Gould, Earl Wilson, Len Houghton, Justin Major, Marc Guay.
There's matches out there for him.
Anthony D'Antonio, Tyrell Wojcicki.
Tyrell, holy shit.
That's
a match for BLM at 210 pounds.
So, there's all kinds of guys, all kinds of killers.
There are killers. And Canada's a big, big place, man. And if you're going to stay around that little bit of Ontario or just south of the border, you can enjoy success, but then come to the West. And there is a question Kevin Kirk asked in the comments section: how is Dallas going to get into Canada? The restrictions are really super strict.
They are, but there's loopholes. And one of the loopholes is if you're a professional athlete making any sort of an income off your sport,
Right.
you can get across that border relatively easy. Hence how Ron Bath is coming up here and how Angie just went down to Nevada.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually asked Angie about that. She said she just had to isolate for self-quarantine for 14 days when she got home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Berg says Derek Penner. Derek Penner would be an awesome match for.
Yeah.
I think BLM might be a little bit much for Derek. He's a little bit bigger, a little trained, a little harder. But I mean,
Jason Levine.
Jason Levine is a killer, man.
Yeah.
So you and I are going to be right back here 1 week from today, the same time. And we are going to have 4 of us right here on this channel at the same time next week. And it's Dallas Langston and BLM joining us. And we're going to have this conversation all over again. But, you know, we can ask those questions of BLM and Dallas and probably have to break those two up a little bit. Hopefully they get into it and talk a little shit to each other. But that's going to be a fun show. So you guys that are watching, make sure you're back here 1 week from now. And we're going to get right back into it with those two guys. Well, what else do you want to say about the match, man? We like to keep these shows a little bit shorter than the old Crossfire ones that used to go 2 hours.
Yeah, so I mean, we could just talk about Dallas a little bit too, and
Let's talk about Dallas, because I don't know anything about Dallas really.
You know, the one thing I do is, is I really keep an eye on everything going down in the U.S., all the state championships. So I really watch that Nevada State Championships really close, and I mean. Dallas looked crazy impressive. He zipped through Robbie Topi, Ron Bath, Alex Topperl, Kenny Hughes, and won that right-handed overall. And so so Kenny Hughes, Alex Topperl, AJ Henson, I believe Robbie Topi. And this is right-handed. Robbie Topi's not a right-handed guy. We all know that.
Yeah. But still.
So you put all those guys in back to back. And then of course that Verg Saradakin I was telling you about, he beat him right-handed as well. So Dallas looked crazy impressive, and I mean he is absolutely jacked and ripped and training like a madman right now. So
Dallas is no joke, and this could be a bit of an upset in the eyes of Eastern Canada anyway. Yeah.
So and I know Dallas is extremely hungry to shut him up, and Dallas said there's a pecking order here, son, and you're not even top 10. So
I like it.
And I'm putting $1,000 of my own money in Canada to shut you up.
1,000 American dollars. That's impressive, man. Is BLM matching that up?
He is, yeah.
Holy shit! When two guys have their own money on the line, things get a little heated. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Plus what what I'm giving them as well.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to see what the rest of the 172 match super card is going to look like.
There's only 30 super matches, 15 on each day.
Oh, you're talking about the classic.
Yeah, I keep getting picked on.
It's all from a good place, Jeff. It's
exactly.
all from a good place. We're all going to have arm wrestling overload when we eventually get to that event.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm kind of excited about it, and I hope you guys do a Facebook Live at least if I don't make it out there.
Oh yeah, it'll be live streamed for sure.
Or it might be worth it to do a recording and get somebody to edit it and throw it up on YouTube for you.
I don't think I can do that with BLM there.
Right. Yes, the WAL thing. No, you're correct. Yeah, but a Facebook Live from someone with a camera phone.
Yeah.
Could be done.
It just can't be broadcast. I don't think live stream is considered broadcasting.
Yeah. No, I got you. Okay. Well, should we wrapper here, Jeff.
You bet.
One thing I do want to mention before we go is Patreon. The new program starts this week, and you guys are going to be a part of it. So we're going to be tracking my progress for the next 16 weeks, starting tomorrow. So if you guys are members of Patreon, you'll see that. If you're not, you can get in for as low as $2 a month, which is super cheap for some great info. All right. Thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I really look forward to next week. That'll be
Me
fun.
too, man. I got to add Dallas Langston as a friend on Facebook so I can send him all the info, but it's going to be a fun show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks,
Cool.
you guys, for watching. Jeff, I'll see you in a week.
Okay, take care, man.